If you render the world innocent, no matter who does what or what they've said or done, you've taken part in this grand alchemy. And alchemy, as you probably have known, and many people know, is just the classical example is turning dross or base metal into gold. But the spiritual meaning is taking that, all the ingredients you're given in your life, your social, cultural, your identities, your beliefs, concepts, all of that experience in the cauldron of this body. The breath stirs it up. Your practice stirs all those things together. And out of that, you're turning to light. You're turning that back to light. Right? So you're taking in information and transforming that information back to light. We are functioning much the same way as a tree does, turning it to oxygen, making breathable. We're taking information, and if we're functioning naturally in harmony with nature and the all and everything, we do this in a way that's it's just a flow-through system. So humans, to me, using the chakras as the model through which, and lens through which we see things, is a way of transforming that comes through us. And to be enlightened or to understand or change that into light, we need to apply our attention to the process. Because the energy is always going through, but it's always got the stamp of me, ego, identity.
Yeah.
Now, when it goes through that gets constricted. That energy, instead of being a pure 100% flow through, now has to go through the identity filter. And this is where the chakras come in, and and I would say the main thrust of what I'm trying to express and understand myself, of how to transform this, because I'm also a chef or a cook, whatever you call it. And I started very young in life cooking. I like to jump around a little bit, if you don't mind. At first I was cooking to please the taste and everything. Then I became the head chef at this ashram, and then I owned a restaurant, and on and on. I started realizing that recipes are the same as this process of self-realization. You're given ingredients. You're getting a knife to cut things into smaller pieces. You're giving flame, water, earth, all these things to transform. And so I came up with this notion for myself, recipes for enlightenment. I have a book that's not done, of course. I've got lots of things that are undone. I'm like a work in progress that way. And so I started realizing everything follows this process. So information comes in a big chunk, right? What do? You got to cut it up into little pieces so you can understand it, because it's made of all these parts stuck together. So again, here comes how the chakras started working, because I wasn't content with just to know how many petals and what color they were, and I could care less. No, it's okay, it's cool. But I want to know how this works. I want to know how to drive this car. I want to know how to start it, and I want to know how to drive it. I want to know what it's how it works.
Practical.
Yeah. Because again, simple. I want to find the most simple possible way to do this, because of my nature, I can express that way. But if I have to go this roundabout way, anyways, not for me. So basically, the principle works like this. First, you're reclaiming your attention, which is just being present. In a way, the present moment is like the key to turn your attention from looking on the outside and how things are all separated, and turning it to see how things are connected. So you're basically connecting the two. You turn this key is turning your attention on yourself.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Can you go into that?
Yeah, so in order to first one needs concentration and application of attention. This is a necessary thing in the toolkit. If you can focus on the sense of I, or the sense of self, that's the key. And you turn that You turn that key, and by turning, I mean, instead of just thinking of the eye of duality of me and the world, all of a sudden you're turning it, you're focusing your attention on the function, and you're igniting the chakras. In other words, you're putting some gas in there now. You're actually letting the energy flow that now, because it's diverted to the outside world, into the world of the thousand things, now it's just on the one thing that the world is emanating from. It's like it's all coming from source. But the source looks divided when you see the outside world. Now, when you turn your attention on yourself, you look at or in at source itself. So you feel the source of your energy, and when you do that, you activate the chakras. It's like they're already working, but they're working on a little bit of energy. They're not working at their capacity of transformation. They're running on low flow.